Welcome to my space and thoughts on all things health. My name is Nyambura, aka Sunshine, and we are here on part 5, week 5. We have had a really beautiful journey with our guest who's been with us for the past 4 weeks, Dr. Rose Misati, and we're here today going to be talking about healthy relationship with money. Now, on episode 1, I'll link all the videos up ahead, so you'll see them. She was saying that some of us are single because we have a horrible relationship with money, and I think I'd like us to know what kind of relationship should we be having with money. Sometimes we feel like our money is what I can do with it whatever I want. Is that so? Is that true? Can I just spend it how I want to?
Money is very important.
Yes.
Money is a medium of exchange. I read a quote at some point, somebody was saying, whoever said money does not buy happiness, they don't know where to shop. Another person said, whoever said money does not buy happiness, they should first of all transfer all their money into my bank account, and then we begin talking.
And then you can show them how to find the happiness.
Show them how to find the happiness. Money is very important.
Yeah.
Money is the way we handle money. It's about trust. It's about nurturance. That's why the way you relate with money determines how you treat your relationships, especially the closest relationships. Can I almost say that almost none of us inherited a healthy relationship with money? Think about when you were in school. You lost your sweater. What happened? Or you lost your shoe? Or you lost your book?
If you don't come back with it tomorrow, I'm going to beat you.
You're beaten.
Yeah.
Or you're told money does not grow on trees.
We all had that one.
You're told money does not grow on trees.
Yeah.
So you grow up having an unhealthy relationship with money. Another parent said the child lost a shoe. They made them go to school with one shoe. Like, where do you think we are getting money from? You have to get another one. And so we grow up having this fearful relationship with money. Did you know that poverty is not about lack of money? Poverty is a mindset. Let me demonstrate something to you, and you can go and do your research. 90% of people win a lottery. By the time 3 years down the line, they don't have that money.
That one is a fact.
It's a fact,
We
isn't
have seen even real life stories of somebody says, I won $1 million. And in 3 months, they don't know where the money went.
They don't know where the money went. And even when they're being asked, what are you going to do with this money? They say, I'll give it to charity. It's about giving. Because the relationship they have with money is not healthy. Anytime they get money, it's about spending it gets finished. Now, that is on one extreme. People who are not extravagant, but how do we say? People who just don't nurture money. They just have this money, they spend, they misuse, they squander. The moment they make money, they are thinking of how to spend.
Yeah.
Those are the people who have salary esteem. Their esteem depends on what time of the month. So when another colleague joked, the first week of the month, we eat the animal product. What did he say? We eat product. We eat animals. Like he said, we eat the goat, the beef, the sheep.
The chicken.
And then he said, wait, chicken, we are not yet there. And then he said, when it comes to the second week of the month, now we will eat chicken,
fish,
and then chicken, fish. And then he said the third week of the month, we eat the products of the chicken. So those are the eggs. Or the milk. So we eat the product. And then he said, when it's the fourth week of the month, we eat the food of the chicken.
We are eating the burgers, the greens, and all those things.
Yes, he said that. So it's like now we are competing with chicken to eat their food. So that's salary esteem. The way you are living, it's dependent on the time of the month, how much money you have. That's an unhealthy relationship with money.
Yeah.
So that is one extreme. Then we have another extreme where people, maybe they faced abandonment issues, and that's where relationship comes in. They were abandoned by their parents. Maybe the parent died. Maybe the parent wasn't there physically. Maybe the parent wasn't there emotionally. So they learn to cling to anything and to everything.
And not let go.
And not let go, including money. They have your money, and they don't want to pay you. It's not like they don't have, but they hold it tight. Anytime they're going to look for a dress to buy, they first look at the price. Before even looking at, do I like the dress? Do I like the dress? Is it fitting me? They're looking at the price. And how much? How much? Have you ever had somebody telling you, I like your top, how much was it? And you're like, What's your business? How much was it? I mean, it's my top. Do you like it? So these are people who cling to anything and to everything. And they are needy. They are very needy, and you will find no matter how much money they have, they still behave in a very stingy and a very mean way, both to themselves and even to others. Okay. We have seen even some millionaires, billionaires who have died, and their families have said how the family never really, I don't want to say enjoyed, but they never really lived well, so to speak, comfortably, because the person was always saving, investing. So even when the person died, the children had never been taught how to handle money. So they either get it and squander, and within a short time they are on the road. So they never learned. So they thought that money is either you spend so that you can feel good for the moment without thinking about tomorrow, or you hold on to it. You hold on to it.
And never let it go.
And how do you tell whether somebody has a healthy relationship with money? Begin a discussion about money. Especially if you're in a relationship with somebody. The discussion can be very emotive. And some people are very defensive. Mimi sina pesa. I don't have money. Sina pesa. Somebody told me the other day that the husband was telling her that I'm not able to pay school fees. So I'm requesting you to pay school fees. The first thing she said, I don't have money. And then he said, but you earn so much. Where have you taken it? Then she said, even you when you used to earn. Are you seeing how the conversation, where were you taking it? So
becoming defensive.
She was very defensive. I said, could you just simply say, I really feel you don't have money at the moment. However, I also do not have money because of ABCD. You know, maybe
I have other responsibilities.
I have other responsibilities, and you explain. But she said it's like when money is mentioned, you know, she just felt I need to defend myself. So if you find yourself very defensive conversation around money, especially to people who are close to you, you never learned a healthy relationship with money. And remember, as I said, the way you handle money determines also how you handle relationships.
Yes.
So if you're a person of which word do I want to use? Not nurturing money. So you just spend thrift. You most likely careless with your relationships. You don't treat the closest relationships as the most important. You know, your closest relationships are meant to be the most important.
Yes.
So meaning if you have a spouse, that's the most important, followed by family. And then now you have friends,
Children.
and then now you children and what have you. But for some people, friends are the most important. Even to their spouse, they consider actually their friends. If a friend called and they're having dinner with their spouse, they will leave. They will leave. So these people, you will find that even the way they handle money, they don't handle money, they don't nurture money, because money is meant to be a tool in your hand to help you do many things. Okay? Now, then you will find the people who cling, who hold. They have money, they hold, they just want to see their bank account clocking millions, and you find they have a torn shoe, they have a torn trouser, they cannot replace. Anytime they have to keep thinking, hey, how much is it? And it's not like they don't have money, so they can't even live a comfortable life because they are holding. Most likely those people are clingy, they are needy in their relationships. They want to just cling to everybody. Even when the season or the reason of a relationship has ended, they don't want to let go. Ni wale tunasema, we normally say in Kiswahili, ukiacho achika, kikataliwa katalika. Ni wale hawakataliki. They just hold on to, they want to cling onto anything and everything. They hoard. You know, there are people who hoard stuff. So they want to hoard that money. Anytime they even hear an investment opportunity, they don't want to be willing to be open to do it. Because for them, that money gives them security.
Just to see it.
Just there to see it. Because when they see it, it makes them feel now they have esteem. And when they lose this money, they will actually get depressed. Because that is how they were deriving their value from the money. Okay? So it's important for us, even when you are relating with somebody, you need to know how do they behave around money? How do they behave with money? In fact, if you have somebody who has your money and they don't want to give it back, you have no business hanging around that person. Let me put it this way. Money is the lowest form of trust. Money is the lowest form of trust. If you cannot trust somebody with or around money, you have no business being in a relationship with them. Because the way people handle money just determines how they handle their relationships. So when you have people who are married and they don't know the pin of someone else, and I always joke, if the pay slip fell, somebody will go down on the floor before the pay slip lands on the floor so that they can
grab it.
They can grab it.
You don't see.
You don't see. That just tells you cannot trust them with your money. Then that means really, how do you trust them with your body? Probably your priorities are not right.
So that relationship is dysfunctional.
Already, the relationship is dysfunctional and you're lying to yourself.
So if I'm married and my spouse doesn't know how much I'm earning,
there is a problem.
I don't know how much they're earning.
There is a problem.
But we're coexisting in the
There is a problem. You're actually coexisting. There is a problem. You needed to have had the discussion earlier. If you didn't have it, you need to have it, later. Sooner than later, let me say so. So if you don't trust your spouse around your money, like you give them an ATM or you give them money for something, you have to make them account to the last penny. That means actually when that relationship is dysfunctional, it's not on solid ground. Because you're not trusting each other at the point that you need to start. You get money, I said, is the lowest form. So relationships of either gender, if you can't trust them with money, then, as I said, you have no business trusting. I have a business partner that I work with, and many times we do projects together, and we have agreed, not in written, because me, I don't believe in getting into firm legal agreements with a person I'm in a relationship with.
Okay.
If I'm not your friend, I can. But this one, because we know we are friends, even on other fronts, we have a verbal agreement that whatever business we do, it's 50-50.
Okay.
So sometimes we do something and I'm the one who has the records. Then I'm sending her the records as I send the money. She said, no, you don't need to send me. There's already trust. There's so much at stake if you conned me.
Yeah.
So I don't think you would really want to sabotage the other things to con me. So she says, no, you don't send me records. Just calculate, send me the money, that's it.
I'll trust.
So she just says she don't want me to keep explaining at all. So we got this, we paid this. She says, I trust you.
Okay.
Because she just said, before I started working with you, there are some certain tests that I did to see that I can trust you, and money was the lowest form.
Yeah.
So probably if we are struggling with trusting somebody or trusting ourselves with money, the problem could be deeper. Because as I said, it's about nurturing or nurturance and trust. Yeah.
So even if I have an issue with my budgeting and knowing exactly where to put my money, I'm struggling personally with my own.
Exactly. You're struggling with your own relationships with yourself and with other people. Yes. So you probably may need to work, because many times I have seen people, they do all manner of courses on budgeting, on everything and what have you, but they still keep going down that road of, you keep doing the same thing, and that's what insanity is all about. Do the same thing and expect different results.
Yes.
So you need to look at how are your relationships, how is your relationship with yourself, with your family members, and even with other people. Yeah, because so as we said, there are people who hold money loosely, just like the way they hold relationships. So they keep on sabotaging themselves and they keep losing very important relationships. And there are people who are needy and they cling and they become irritating, and people just withdraw. Yeah. So you need to check on what patterns do you have, because now it's going to show you. I've just found that relationship with money is one of the litmus tests, that shows you exactly your emotional wellness. And as I said, I think I had a conversation with you earlier on and was saying some critical things that I look at when I'm assessing the emotional wellness of clients who come to me is I ask, what's your relationship with food? What's your relationship with money? And what's your relationship with sex? Many people who are struggling in their emotional health, they have a problem with either or all of those areas. That is it. That is it.
With food, sex and money.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Are there people who have been telling you, some people you hear them, they are always broke until you get annoyed. You're like, okay, so last month you were broke and you knew how you had spent the money. That's how you got broke. So you didn't learn. It's hard for them to learn because of the way they're hardwired.
Okay.
So they need to begin by changing their patterns, changing the patterns of relating even before we can start tasking them to handle money in a judicious way.
Okay.
Yes. And many times these things span generations because these are learned patterns. Just as we have said, what our parents communicated to us. You think money grows on trees. As we are poor, we don't have money. Or some of us were told that rich people are selfish. Rich people are mean. It's because they are rich and what. And sometimes some Bible verses are quoted wrongly. That it's very hard for a rich person to go to heaven. People see when somebody has bought a new car or bought a house, they start saying they must have stolen. These people have an unhealthy relationship with money. So they are rejecting the very things that they desire to have. Like, who doesn't want to have a bigger car or a bigger house or more money? But then you see, by you going ahead and condemning people who have these things, you're actually rejecting the very things that you want to have. Instead of being happy for them,
So you're projecting.
rejoicing, you're projecting.
So yes, thank you for that. And now breaking this pattern is something that I need to do. Otherwise, I'll be stuck in that cycle over and over and over. So I have to break the mode and be the change I want to see.
Exactly.
So that my financial emancipation can begin, and I can have a healthier journey in relationship with money. How easy is it to break that cycle?
Okay. Breaking any pattern, let me just say it's not easy because you have been wired in a certain way. You have done this over and over again until you do it subconsciously. It's like what we can say your default setting. So you need to be prepared that this is a war. I said earlier on in the other show that it's like swimming upstream.
Yes.
However, there's hope. It can be broken. So once you're aware, you need to be aware so that you say, this is what I'm dealing with. I remember my grandparents would fight about money. Anytime this is said, it was fight. So like they are fighting, and they would fight for either alcohol or money.
Wow.
Yes, they are fighting over this. And as a child, visiting, it's likely to be ingrained in your mind that when it's about money, people fight.
Yes.
People fight about this. So once you're aware, you just say, what, I'm not going to continue this pattern. And then so awareness, and then now you decide to choose differently. How does that look like? That looks like this. Like if maybe you're these people, when you have somebody's money, it's very difficult for you to return or to pay, paying debts. There are people who don't pay debts even when they have money. So you may want, you have somebody's debt and you agreed, I'm going to pay you on the 10th. The 10th comes, you have money, but your mind, your heart, your brain is telling you, see, I take a little long, I don't want to pay. Now you act opposite. Act opposite of the way you feel. You acknowledge that I don't feel like paying, but because I'm breaking this pattern, so I need to act against. So you go against your feelings and you pay them the money. The next time again, you do that. Over time now, you rewire your brain. So you begin acting differently.
Okay.
And that applies even for many other things.
Yes,
when you feel like you want to cling, or when you have earned your salary and your mind is just telling you, I want to go clubbing or I want to go shopping spree. Then you say, no, I know why I'm feeling this way because I've been wired this way. But by overspending and getting broke, I'm sabotaging myself. And I'm propagating patterns that didn't begin with me. So say, you know what? No, I'll just buy my vegetables, go home, cook and eat.
And not eat out of...
And not eat out.
Dial in.
Exactly, dial in. Let me just cook my ugali and my skuma wiki and my eggs. I eat. That way my money is going to stretch and I'm going to live comfortably until the end of the month. So I don't dial in the first week and then after that I'm drinking water and bread.
You're eating what the chickens eat.
What the chickens eat, you're fighting for, for that. So that is how you do it. So you do over time. You must do it for long. You will relapse along the way because you remember
that point is important.
You will relapse. You will because you have these patterns that have been ingrained in you. However, you decide to pick yourself up and get moving. Do the right thing. Strive to do the right thing and forgive yourself for the times you have relapsed. Don't keep condemning yourself and saying, oh, what kind of person am I? I've done this again. I've done it again. Just pick yourself up. Say, now I know better. I will do better. So let me keep going from where I left. And then over time, you become the change that you want to see. And you become a change agent in your generation.
That is so true, guys. That I feel like this was for me because for my relationship with money is when I get money, the first thing I think of is traveling. I've mentioned you guys on my adventure stories. First thing I want to do when I get my money, where can I go? I just want to go in somewhere. I just need to be out. But I'm now learning that I need to first sit, think, plan myself, plan my finances, know where this will go, savings and all of that.
Yes.
So, and yes, as she said, you are relapsing. I've relapsed a number of times. Find yourself on track and come back.
You come back. Over time, the relapses are going to be less frequent.
Okay.
So healing is not a straight, a linear process where you say, I've walked 1 kilometer to, no. You may find sometimes taking 2 steps back, 3 behind. 2 steps ahead, 3 behind. 2 ahead, 1 behind. 1 front, too behind, but you will be progressing.
Okay.
So you need to be aware. I feel like that is one thing I always tell people, that it doesn't mean you're relapsing. Yes, you are relapsing, but it doesn't mean you're not healing. It doesn't mean you're not on a journey. It's human, it's normal.
Yes.
Then over time you discover you're actually making progress. We say even small steps, that's progress.
Yes.
Like the journey of
The
1,000 miles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Began in the first step.
Begins in the first step.
Okay.
So you just keep going. Keep moving.
So I'm on the right track. I'm grateful. All of us on the right track. If you have taken one step to improve yourself financially, you're on the right track. Don't stop.
going.
Don't stop. Just learn how to manage yourself.
True, true.
Wow, and I thank you. I've also had again many of the other things we talked about, you mentioned in between, guys. This has been amazing, an amazing 5-week session with Dr. Rose Misati. She has a wealth of knowledge, and I keep telling you, Google her, look her up. She's on YouTube. Just Google her, you'll see her. Her info will be in the description box. If you want to reach out to her for a session or 2 or 10 with yourself, your spouse, or your family, reach out to her. She'll find time in her schedule, fix you in, and better yourself. Let's learn to improve ourselves. Let's make if we make ourselves better, society will become better, because we will all be working on ourselves. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I do the sessions online. So you're not limited in terms of time, space, or circumstances.
Okay. So if you're watching this from, example,
Wherever.
America, you can reach out,
Do online.
plan a time, do a Zoom meeting.
Yes.
So guys, really have no excuse. Those who are here can see her. Those who are away, you can find time to see her. Thank you so much for spending your 5 weeks with us, for sharing, for giving us your information and knowledge rather. And I hope that each and every one of us has picked up something, if not everything, and applied it in our lives.
Thank you
for
having me.
Yeah, I'm sure guys will want you back. So guys, if you know you want her back, you can comment and maybe a specific topic you'd like her to cover under her area of expertise. You can just come and comment, and if she finds time, we'll be able to bring her back on. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. It has been amazing. Yes.
Thank you guys for staying on. I know there's a lot we'd like to ask, so you can put in your questions. You can share this video with your friends. If you know there's somebody who's struggling with a relationship with money, you can go back, especially if you haven't watched the other 4 episodes, go back and watch them. There's a lot of information that's there. So thank you so much, guys, for staying on. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. This channel has a lot. I have so much more. You can go through my videos and see other things you might be interested in. So thank you again. Remember to subscribe. Give it a big thumbs up if this is the kind of content you're into. And I know somebody somewhere is being helped by all this information. So thank you so much again. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Bye.